If your body could whisper the truth before it screams for help, would you listen? Because sometimes the smallest signals are the loudest warnings. Welcome back to the channel. This is Dr. Charlotte Hayes, and today I want to have one of the most important conversations you may ever hear on your health journey. We often talk about fitness, mental strength, and healthy living here, but today I want to take you somewhere deeper, into awareness. Cancer doesn't always arrive like a thunderstorm. Sometimes it walks in quietly, hidden in daily discomforts, in habits, or in moments we dismiss as ordinary. My goal is not to scare you, but to awaken that inner listener within you, the one who can feel when something isn't quite right. You see, cancer isn't a single disease. It's a collection of hundreds of conditions that all have one thing in common. The body's cells stop listening to their natural rhythm. They grow uncontrollably, like a song that's lost its melody. And before you know it, the harmony of your health begins to fade. Here's the truth. In many cases, early detection can save lives. The earlier we notice, the higher our chance to heal. So today, let's walk through those early signs your body might use to get your attention, the signs you should never ignore. Let's begin with the quiet fatigue that lingers longer than it should. You might think it's just stress, lack of sleep, or overwork. But when your energy levels drop and don't respond to rest, nutrition, or routine changes, it might be your body's signal of something deeper. Cancer cells consume energy differently. They often drain your body's resources quietly. Many people describe it as an unusual tiredness that doesn't make sense, like carrying invisible weight. Remember, it's not about one tired day, it's about persistent, unexplained exhaustion. Next, let's talk about weight changes that happen without reason. Weight loss might seem like a good thing for many, but when it happens suddenly, without any changes to diet or exercise, it becomes a red flag. Many early cancers, especially in the pancreas, stomach, lungs, or esophagus, can cause the body to burn energy differently. The metabolism shifts, and your appetite might drop. The key is awareness. If your body weight changes by more than 5 kilograms within a few months without explanation, don't brush it off. It's your body trying to speak to you. Another whisper the body often gives is through pain. Not the kind that comes from a workout or injury, but the dull, persistent ache that doesn't have a clear reason. It may appear in your bones, back, or abdomen. Pain that stays for weeks or months, even after trying rest or medication, deserves attention. Pain is one of the body's most honest languages, and ignoring it is like muting your body's cry for help. Let's move to something many people ignore, changes in the skin. Your skin is like a living mirror of your internal health. Unexplained changes like new moles, existing moles that alter in color, size, or border, or even persistent itching or dark patches can be indicators of underlying issues. Skin cancer often starts quietly, but even internal cancers can reflect signs on your skin like yellowing, darkening, or unusual hair growth. Every mark tells a story, and it's your job to listen. Another sign that many brush off is changes in bowel or bladder habits. It might feel uncomfortable to talk about, but our excretory system is a direct reflection of internal health. If you notice persistent constipation, diarrhea, or a change in stool color or shape, it could be a clue. Blood in the stool or urine is never something to ignore. Sometimes these changes might come from infections or dietary issues, but when they stay, they could point toward colorectal, bladder, or kidney cancers. The rule is simple. If it persists, check it. Now, let's talk about coughs that don't go away. A cough that lasts more than a few weeks, especially one that brings blood or changes your voice, should not be ignored. Many people associate coughing only with colds or allergies, but persistent coughing can signal something deeper, especially in the lungs or throat. Some people describe it as a constant tickle in the throat, or a voice that feels strained even without overuse. The voice, like the body, always tries to warn us early. Another quiet yet crucial sign is unexplained bleeding. It could be from the gums, the nose, the stool, urine, or even between menstrual cycles in women. Bleeding without an obvious cause should always be investigated. It's the body's way of saying something in your system is out of balance, sometimes due to cell overgrowth or irritation in tissues. Never dismiss blood, no matter how little, as just normal. Then there's the story of lumps or swelling. Many people touch a lump and think it's probably nothing, but that nothing could be something. Lumps can appear anywhere. in the breast, neck, armpit, groin, or even under the skin. Some are harmless cysts or infections, but some are early cancerous growths. What makes the difference is time and awareness. The earlier you get them checked, the easier it becomes to manage. In my years of practice, I've seen countless people come in just because they trusted their instinct about a small lump, and that decision saved their life. A symptom we often forget to consider is difficulty swallowing. It might start as a simple discomfort, something you think is due to dryness or a sore throat. But if swallowing becomes painful, or if food feels stuck often, it's not something to ignore. Cancers in the throat, esophagus, or stomach can begin this way. The earlier you speak to a doctor about it, the better your chances of finding the cause before it grows silent and stronger. Lastly, let's talk about unexplained fevers and night sweats. Many people experience fevers and think they're fighting off an infection, but when the fever keeps returning or you wake up drenched in sweat night after night, even without illness, it may be the body's internal battle with abnormal cells. The immune system reacts to cancer as it would to an infection, and this process sometimes creates these hidden patterns. All these signs may sound overwhelming, but here's the light. Awareness is power. These symptoms don't mean you have cancer. They mean your body wants you to check in. The goal is not fear. The goal is prevention. Cancer doesn't always announce itself with pain or chaos. It often arrives quietly, and it's only awareness that catches it early. I want you to remember something deeply. Your body is not your enemy. It's your greatest ally. Every day, it fights millions of cellular battles to keep you alive. When it whispers, listen. When it aches, pause. When it changes, notice. Now, as you listen to this, I want you to reflect on your habits, your sleep, diet, stress, and energy. Our modern lifestyle has made us rush through the days, ignoring small signs, blaming them on stress or aging. But every minute you take to care, to check, to ask questions is a minute added to your future. Early detection doesn't just save years, it saves quality of life. The human body is remarkable at healing, but only when we allow it the chance. I've spoken to countless patients who said, if only I had come sooner. And I always tell them, it's never too late to listen. Even if fear tries to stop you from checking something out, remember, fear delays healing. Courage begins with awareness. If you notice something persistent or unusual, see a healthcare professional. Don't Google symptoms and self-diagnose. Don't wait for things to disappear on their own. Trust science, trust care, trust yourself. You might wonder, how can one person make a difference in this fight? You can, by spreading awareness. Share this message with someone you love, someone who always puts others first and forgets themselves. You might not even realize whose life you could save by doing that. Cancer awareness isn't just for doctors. It's for every single one of us who values life, family, and time. So today, as we close this chapter, I want you to carry a new sense of connection with your body. Notice the whispers. Don't fear them. Because awareness is not anxiety, it's empowerment. You have the right and responsibility to understand your health. If something feels off, speak up. Seek medical help early. And remember, being alert is not weakness, it's wisdom. Take this moment to breathe deeply and promise yourself something simple yet powerful, that you'll never ignore what your body is trying to tell you again. Whether it's fatigue, weight change, or a new lump, pay attention. You're not being dramatic, you're being responsible. This journey of health is not just about avoiding disease, it's about embracing life with full attention, clarity, and respect for your body's intelligence. The more you learn to listen, the more you protect your future. Sometimes when people hear the word cancer, they immediately think of the end, but I want you to think of the beginning. Every story of survival begins with one moment of awareness, one small action, one decision to not ignore what felt unusual. I've met people who found their cancer so early that treatment became a victory, not a battle. They didn't wait for pain to scream. They listened when the body whispered. That's the mindset I want you to build. Awareness, courage, and calm observation. Let's talk about the reality that many people still avoid: fear. Fear of hospitals, fear of tests, fear of hearing bad news. But what most don't realize is that fear doesn't protect you. Knowledge does. Early detection is not a sentence, it's a second chance. The sooner a condition is discovered, the simpler the treatment often becomes. In the early stages, many cancers can be cured or managed effectively. So imagine the power of simply paying attention. You don't need to become obsessed or anxious about every symptom. What you need is balance, to be aware, not afraid. Let's say you feel tired for a few days. You rest, you eat better, and you improve. That's fine. But if your body keeps signaling that something's wrong, unusual fatigue, persistent cough, changes in appetite, or recurring pain, it's time to step up and investigate. Think of it like hearing a strange noise in your car engine. You wouldn't ignore it until the car breaks down. You'd take it for a checkup. Your body deserves the same respect. Let's revisit a story from my clinic. A woman in her early 40s, energetic, a mother of two, and a professional who hardly ever took a break. She came in not because of pain, but because she said she just didn't feel right. She had lost some weight, had mild fatigue, and noticed a dull ache in her stomach that came and went. Tests showed early-stage colon cancer. It shocked her, but because she came early, treatment went smoothly, and today she's living healthy and vibrant. The reason she survived? Awareness. Stories like hers remind us that cancer doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care about your schedule, your goals, or your responsibilities. But awareness puts you one step ahead. Listening to your body isn't weakness, it's intelligence. Now, one question I often get is, what causes cancer? There's no single answer. Genetics, lifestyle, diet, environment, all play roles, but knowing risk factors helps you lower them. Smoking, excessive alcohol, obesity, prolonged stress, processed foods, and lack of physical activity. These are well-known triggers. The good news is that many are within your control. You can make choices that reduce your risk every day. Eat clean, move your body, sleep well, avoid toxins, and most importantly, schedule regular medical checkups, even when you feel fine. Screenings are lifesavers. Mammograms, pap smears, colonoscopies, prostate exams, blood tests, and imaging can detect things long before symptoms appear. Prevention is not paranoia, it's preparation. Just as you invest in your future financially, invest in your health physically. It's your truest wealth. I've seen people live decades longer simply because they didn't ignore those small signs. Fatigue, changes in weight, chronic pain, or persistent cough. These seem common, but the difference lies in duration and intensity. When something stays for weeks, that's your clue. When your body feels off without reason, that's your message. The earlier you act, the greater your peace of mind will be. And let's not forget the emotional side. A healthy mind supports a healthy body. Chronic stress weakens your immune system, creating an environment where abnormal cells can thrive. Your mental wellness directly influences your physical defense. This is why our channel is called Fitness and Mind Wellness, because healing and prevention begin from both the body and the mind. When you hold stress, your hormones fluctuate, your digestion changes, your sleep suffers, and all of this lowers your body's ability to detect and repair early damage. So while physical awareness is key, mental calmness is equally essential. Meditation, deep breathing, journaling, or simply spending time in nature are not luxuries. They are necessary tools to keep your internal systems in harmony. Now, let me share another story. A man in his 50s, strong and disciplined, came to me only after months of ignoring a persistent cough. He thought it was allergies or dust. When he finally got checked, it was early-stage lung cancer. The moment he heard the word, he froze. But then he said something remarkable. If I could go back, I'd listen to my body sooner. Fortunately, his treatment went well, but his story carries a message for everyone. Never ignore what doesn't feel normal. The body doesn't make mistakes. When it's trying to tell you something, listen. There's also something deeply empowering about being proactive. You might think that knowing these signs creates anxiety, but in truth, it brings peace, because awareness replaces fear with action. Imagine waking up every day, not in worry, but in control, knowing that you are taking care of your body, nourishing it, and responding when needed. That's real strength. Here's something most people don't realize. Cancer prevention doesn't start with medicine. It starts with lifestyle. Simple habits can reduce risks significantly. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and clean proteins builds cellular health. Regular exercise boosts circulation and immune strength. Staying hydrated, sleeping well, limiting alcohol, and not smoking. These are your daily shields. It's not about perfection, but consistency. Small, steady efforts build invisible protection. Your body has an extraordinary ability to heal itself if you give it what it needs. Oxygen, nutrients, rest, and love. Yes, love. The way you treat your body matters. when you speak kindly to yourself, when you stop pushing through pain, when you rest because your body asks you to, you are healing at the deepest level. Many people think cancer awareness is only for older adults. That's not true. Cancer can touch anyone. Even in youth, lifestyle factors play a huge role. So whether you're 20 or 70, awareness is timeless. Teach your family, your children, your friends to know their bodies, to pay attention. Make health a culture, not a crisis. And to those who are currently fighting cancer or supporting someone who is, know this: your strength is unmatched. Every sunrise you witness, every meal you eat, every step you take is a declaration that life is worth fighting for. Don't lose faith. Healing is not always linear, but it is always possible. Science is evolving, treatments are improving, and hope is more real than ever. When you feel overwhelmed by fear or uncertainty, pause. Remember that your journey is yours alone, and every day you choose awareness, you take your power back from fear. Whether you're checking symptoms, making healthier choices, or encouraging someone to go for a test, you are part of the movement that changes outcomes. Let's make this personal. Ask yourself, when was the last time you had a full health checkup? When did you last stop and listen to your body without judgment or dismissal? The most powerful tool you have is not medicine, it's mindfulness, awareness, compassion for yourself. Those are the real shields that guard your well-being. I want to remind you, cancer is not the end of the story, ignorance is. Early detection saves millions of lives every single year. We have the science, the tools, the treatments. All we need is awareness. Don't let fear keep you from knowledge. When you notice something unusual, it's not panic you need, it's action. Even if it turns out to be nothing serious, you'll have peace of mind. And if it is something, you'll have time on your side, which is the most powerful ally of all. Today, as we close this second chapter, take this message with you. Your body is brilliant. It knows how to signal you when something is wrong. Trust that intelligence, respect it, and never, ever ignore it. Share this message with someone today. You might not realize it, but your awareness could save a life. Maybe it's a friend who's been coughing for months, or a parent who's been unusually tired. Maybe it's someone who keeps dismissing their pain as just age. Encourage them, empower them, remind them that early attention is the greatest gift they can give themselves. Your health is your foundation. Without it, everything else fades, but with it, your dreams, your goals, your happiness all stand strong. Don't wait for the perfect time to care for yourself. The perfect time is now. And as you finish listening today, I want you to breathe deeply, place your hand on your chest, and say to yourself, I choose awareness. I choose life. Because that choice alone changes everything. Subscribe. Fitness and mind wellness